Still on the late former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga's political journey was well documented through pictures and videos which were shared to the world. From the streets where he fought off tear gas canisters, water cannons and bullets, to state and international events across the Kenyan borders where he shared platforms with heads of states, Odinga's engagements were making headlines. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but also a risky affair for the men and women who dedicated their lives to covering Kenya and Africa's political giant. Our reporter Gatete Njoroge spoke to Evans Ouma, who worked as Raila Odinga's official photographer between 2015 and 2018.
From what I can remember, Jacom was a very welcoming person. He was a very generous human being. He was a very in touch with the people. And so this, to me, this is what I had in mind when now the campaigns came. I wanted to show Jacom from the people's perspective, in that Jacom was a man of the people. Whenever I'd go for campaigns with Jacom, I would seek to go and shoot from the people's perspective and how his presence made people feel. So to me, that was my assignment with Jacom. Whenever these people that he sponsored would come back to his office and say, "Oh, Jacom, I achieved this, I achieved this, I achieved this," and this would make Jacom so happy. He would tell me that whenever he's gifting someone money or anything like that, he wouldn't want pictures. He was someone who did things from the very heart. He didn't do it for show. 2017 campaigns would go down as one of the most electric campaigns I had ever covered. Photographing Jacom as president, yes. That was the dream. We did a photo shoot, like a presidential portrait shoot with Winnie at Jacom's office at Capitol Hill. We were prepared, you know. Like this was the picture that was gonna be shown now, hung around in businesses and government offices. Seeing him after the nullification of the election, I had never seen him that happy. You know, Jacom was fist pumping in the air, he was laughing, he was hugging everyone, and he said, you know, democracy has finally won. He was very excited about that. His homecoming from the UK, that was the most brutal shoot I've ever been to, like I've ever covered. The police were relentless with the tear gas and the water cannon. He was a very, very brave man. Because whenever we'd call out for protest, and the police would barricade everywhere, like you cannot pass, we would go. Like you'd realize that it doesn't bother him. He doesn't fear. Jacom is very comfortable while flying. Like even the turbulences doesn't bother him. The swearing in, we never thought it would happen, or even if it happened, we never thought it would be that significant. We were fearing that he would get arrested or he would be, you know, jailed or something like that, charged with treason and all that. And I think after that there was a lull. There was a lull at some point. Anyway, fast forward to 2 months later, we have his director of communication sends me a text and tells me, "You need to be at the office at 7 tomorrow. We're going somewhere, but do not tell anyone." Back then, I had no idea where Uhuru's office was. I didn't know it was around the house because I had never covered anything presidential. So we drive down and we arrive at this office. They never allowed anyone to take pictures because it should be, I think they kept it a secret for a reason, because if the public knew, there would be like a mini rally outside. I think it was a relief at the office. It was like we all breathed a sigh of you know. I think I left like 3-4 months after the handshake. They still call me for assignments every now and then. Like when he went to see President Kiir, we went with him to Juba. For us, people who worked with Jacom and shared so much, it's one of those things you wish you'd wake up from, like a bad dream you'd wake up from. I went to his grave, and I took a picture. And the writings are Raila Odinga, and it's written in past tense.
Sad to say, I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a days. My head is down, my head is turning around. I had to love every little girl in Kingston town.